Hi guys, and welcome to a bit of a pre-match. Me and Jay are going to go over what we think should happen today for West Ham with our next game against Forest. So
First Sunday game of the season, and it will be interesting, especially with these new signings as well. Yesterday,
it's probably the first time I've seen us take such drastic action. I don't want to say it's panic buying because that's not what I want to say. Because
we're always known for panic buying, just not panic buying two or three players at the end. It seems very rushed.
Yeah,
All I care about are these two, three signings. But I know for Fernandez, we've been looking at for a couple of weeks, so that's not technically a panic buy. We've just been playing a bit hard to get to Southampton.
Timber's brother. I don't know a lot about him.
No,
and
all three of them I don't really. To be honest with that, Fernandez I didn't see a hell of a lot of. I think I've done what every West Ham fans done and looked at the clips, but going into the game, Forest ain't any easier than Sunderland.
No, at all.
Probably all gentler side after their result at Brentford at the start of the season. At least Chris Wood's firing. That's the one worry. I don't see us winning this away.
Problem is, and Palace, obviously they drew against Palace, and that's a difficult game for anyone at the moment because Palace, for some reason, are so solid.
We're scoring against Palace, aren't they?
Yeah, and my problem with Forest is they sit back so much, which means we're not going to have a chance to do that. And I'm interested to see how we'll come forwards to try and beat that.
Yeah.
And my problem is, at the moment, we've struggled to score more than one goal.
Yeah.
So I reckon if we get one, Palace are going to have to come out. They have to. But my biggest problem is, Forest are going to have to come out. But I'll be very surprised to see how we match.
I've got to stand as a 2-1 loss. And the only reason why is I think Chris Wood will score a couple because we've been really, really weak in headers and corners this season so far.
We've got no round to be that weak at set pieces either.
Wolves, we looked okay in, but I probably went a bit reactionary actually on Tuesday night. But it's the lack of build-up really that's getting me right now, which hopefully, if you look at these new signings, should solve. But what do you think it's going to be?
The problem is, and if you've watched any other episodes on probably Mr. Positivity, but I'd like to say 2-1 West Ham. I'm not going overly positive. I'd like to say that hopefully...
I'm trying to think if we won against Forest since they've been up in the Premier way. I don't think we have. I remember that 1-0 loss when Antonio scored that goal that got disallowed. We lost there last year because Steen got sent off. Oh, no, we lost there 2 years ago because Calvin Phillips got sent off, didn't he?
Yeah.
And a challenge on Morgan Gibbs White. And then I think we lost last year as well.
I don't know whether we have, but I'd like to think, do you know what? I'm hoping this weekend be a saving grace, get our first 3 points, and then...
You start looking forward then, can't you?
Yeah, I think at the moment, the problem is other fans have mentioned it, Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, when they speak to you about it, the first thing they mention is, you know, got 3 points.
Oh, I think after 2 games, I mean, apparently for a small club that we are, I mean, I think all the media's been over us all week about how poor we are, which is fine. At the end of the day, I prefer to have the dip at the start of the season than any other time.
I would say though,
it's not an excuse by the way, we aren't good enough, but
the media does love taking a shit on us, and that is one thing I would say. I'm not trying to play victim West Ham, but when we do badly, we get crapped on. But if we do all right, or we're okay, and we're winning games here and there and stuff like that, we're not covered at all.
Yeah.
The only time we get covered is if we're getting shit.
I was just looking at my Wolves notes. Sorry. The two people I said on Tuesday night that I never wanted to see the West Ham shirt still apply, by the way, is Ariana and Rodriguez. They had a shocker. I've seen defence against Ariana, but have a word, mate. He didn't save anything. He just parried everything. Go from starting 11. Magnuson starts?
Yes. Yeah.
That's fine. I just agree with keeping your number one. And if he's meant to be our number one, just keep on using him.
Also,
I find it very hard to criticise a goalkeeper for letting in headers when none of the centre-backs jump.
Yeah. Yep. No, I completely agree. And I don't blame... The problem is, yes, we have conceded a fair amount of goals so far, but like you said, the back line ain't been doing its job. You can't blame the keeper 100%.
This brings my other point, is the back three. I think you change it this week. You either I think you leave the left side, I think Aged, Kilman, and I think you either pick Mavropanos, because he actually had a good game against Wolves, or Wan-Bissaka.
No, Mav starts for me. And I didn't think I'd say those words before we started the season, but genuinely, without a back line's been, Tadebo, he needs to have a word with himself because as a centre-back, he's been
He's
shocking.
been found out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's been
He
shocking.
just can't ever a ball.
Last year, he couldn't do more than 60 minutes. This year, he's not a
It's
centre-back.
worrying.
Do you know what, right? I love to hate Mavropanos because he has moments where you sit there and you go,
Do you know what you want him to do? Is you could just ask Mav to never take more than maybe 3-4 touches, it'd be fine. But he does this stuttering. Creswell got bad for it just before he finished up with us. He does this stuttering, looking about, where am I passing, where am I passing? It's not
do you
organic
think it's
enough.
like he tries to be more than a centre-back? Just do your job. Just be
I
a
think it looks
centre-back.
at Kilman at times, and Kilman can pick the ball up and run through into a midfield.
Yeah,
and Mav
but
just hasn't got that.
Mav is good at just be a centre-back. Win the ball,
It's simple.
get it gone, and that is the bits that he's good at. Like you said, when he tries to do more, he overcomplicates it, and the problem is he fucks it up. He's not good at the intricate play or anything like that. Win the header, get the ball, get it gone.
Just pass it to someone. Do
I've
what
got no
Noble
problem
said
with
he
that.
done his whole career, is you win the ball and then you pass it on to someone who can play.
Yeah. I agree with you. For me, Mav starts.
The right side and left side, I think, very much picks itself. But the only reason I was on about Wan-Bissaka going as a third centre-back is because I'd like to see what Kyle Walker-Peters could do as a start.
I would actually start Walker Peters over Wan-Bissaka this game to see what he does.
He just looks a bit better attacking-wise.
Well, it's also the fact that,
which isn't a shock.
For whatever reason, this year, it's like we've done an Uno reverse on last year. So last year, the second half is where we picked up. Whereas this year, we start off the first half really good. Start Walker Peters, start more attacking, and then if by the second half we've got a goal there, then bring Wan-Bissaka on.
Yeah.
Because defensively, it doesn't really seem to matter. Wan-Bissaka is always defensively sound.
I think he'll pick a midfield 2, and I think he'll go Souček because he's got a goal. Souček and this Fernandez.
I'm going to be honest.
Right.
I don't know enough about Fernandez, but I'd like to see the new signing start. Mainly for the fact that we can see what he's about.
Yeah,
I'd like to see what this geezer's capable of. I don't know whether you've watched any of the West Ham media stuff, but he looks fairly confident. He's very happy to be here.
You like money, Ben, as well. Right?
That's the thing. If we're going to spend this money, we're going to bring in young talent who are hungry for the Premier League. Start him. Let's see what happens. And at the end of the day, the last 2 matches have not been good enough.
That's what I'm going out on a limb, and no one will agree with this because it's not even Callum Wilson. I would personally go Bowen on the right. Paquette will play on the left because that's just how we play. That's how Potter wants to play right now. I'd play Callum Marshall up front. And the only reason why is I saw Callum Marshall start, I think it was against Everton, or was it Bournemouth in the pre-season? And I tell you what, do you know the best thing about that front three was there was a constant press. It wasn't Bowen presses, Paqueta presses, goes into centre, Fulkrug doesn't. It was Bowen presses over to the left, Paqueta presses in, and then Callum Marshall absolutely went for it. He's a quick, I don't know, is he going to get a goal? I don't know. But what you might do is, Forest will play a back 3, so we'll be identical in shapes.
Yeah.
You've got the chance to go man for man, and to do that, get a youngster that's going to bite someone's heels.
Well, that
Fulkrug's been shit as well. Let's be serious.
I would still start Fulkrug, but for me, if he's not done anything by half time, Wilson comes on because the problem is
Wilson's so sharp.
Yeah, that's what's doing me in.
He missed a half-decent opportunity against Wolves as well in the second half.
I never wanted Wilson, and I'll completely admit that. Hands up, I genuinely never wanted the fella. But you are right. He looks so ready for it. And I love Fulkrug. I think he's an amazing player. But if he does nothing during the first half, I agree with you. Then you need to get him subbed off and then you drop him for the next game. Genuinely. The problem is, right, when he's good, he holds the ball up well, he lays it off well. I agree with you with Bowen on the right. Left-hand side, I think it has to be Paqueta because at the moment we've not really got anyone else. I'm gagging for Somerville to come back.
I mean, you have got another option, of course. If you played Wan-Bissaka at right wing back, you could play Walker Peters at left wing back and push Diouf up.
Well, Diouf has, I think, probably been one of our best players during the last couple of games. And my biggest issue is we don't seem to switch it enough to get him involved in the game. It's so right wing focused.
Well, you know what I get that right now. We're pinging those balls over. We've done it for the first 2 games. We're pinging these balls over at left wing, and he ain't getting them because he ain't 6'2". Put a ball behind. Put a ball
Also-
behind the back line, and he'll go for it.
What seems to be the problem is we'll sub Fulkrug off, we'll put bloody Wilson on, and then we pass the ball. We'll pass the ball to Juve, and he puts the crosses in.
Yeah.
We put the crosses in when we got the massive German on the pitch.
Yeah.
Let him do that while Fulkrug's on. If Fulkrug doesn't score, that's completely his fault.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, right? I don't think I've seen a ball that Juve has put in that hasn't been a peach.
Would you take a draw?
Gorgeous.
I would.
No, I want to win. My problem is,
I just think the running you're going into, you've got Spurs and Palace, and I think Everton, and then Arsenal, and Everton and Arsenal. Everton's away.
my problem is with the running of games that we've had and the fact of how poorly we performed. No, I want to win. I don't.
I get you want to win.
because-
I'm saying, would you take a draw?
No, the only thing I want from this game is a win.
Just a positive.
No, do you know what? No, it's actually just me being a stubborn mug, and I'm not accepting a draw.
It's got to be at some time. You've got to turn the screw. I think. Though I do agree with that. You've got to at some point go. You know what? We probably shouldn't beat Forest if you look at form.
No.
But I mean, I hate to use that term. It's Premier League, right? At the end of the day,
Anything can happen.
yeah. I do think. Sorry, I do think both signers will make an appearance.
Yeah.
The French keys would as well. I'm not going to butcher his name. I'm not going to do that.
Well, to be honest, after Potter's interview about that Silver Bullet crap, like he just seems so unconvinced. These signings have to do something, or if not, sorry, but his job's in jeopardy already.
Yeah.
We're only 3 games in, and the Wolves result not good enough. So he genuinely, as much as people are saying, "Oh, it's really early in the season," he needs to get a grip of himself. If he is this good manager, that like, obviously, I know he wasn't great at Chelsea, but what he did at Brighton, where's that? Because he was a class. He was a problem at Brighton for big teams and stuff like that. We've not got a bad squad. We've got a decent squad. All right, we've got a couple of aging players in there, but genuinely, all right, we've got a couple of injuries as well at the moment, but that squad's not bad. He should be able to get a result out of this lot. But at the moment, I don't know what's going on, but he just struggles.
Yeah.
And for me, a draw is not good enough. We need to beat Forest. For me, after going 2 games getting beaten, and after the Chelsea result, he owes us a win. For me, I'm not settling for a draw. I don't think that's fair. I genuinely think he needs to pull out all the stops. We need to get a win, and then all this talk of us getting relegated, us being crap, and that we're not going to get any wins until what? Well, we're not going to beat Spurs. Not at this rate, are we?
No.
But so, no. I want us to beat Forest, get a good bit of confidence about us. These new signings, they perform beyond the moon. Because let's face it, start 11 bloody hasn't.
Okay.
Well,
It's the
I'd
French
just like
keys
him
are
to
in
have a
such a
blinder.
Yeah, he's in such a sour game. Can we just now that Fernandes should be used to prep? He's not got he's not excuse. This French keys does. So that's fine. Mr. Positivity as always. I don't think we'll win. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know where our first win's coming from. We're still a bit baffled. Maybe the Wolves game's thrown off a bit, but this will go out literally the day before the game. So you'll probably get a review, I think, after the game from us. Hopefully a win, but I'm not sure.
Well, I'll be putting money on it. I'm not encouraging betting. I'm just putting money on it.
Thank you very much for watching.
Cheers, guys.